Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Hey guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert. Do your own research. Let's just look at BTC USD on the daily. This is the same chart that I've always had. BTC was in a range from 30 to 40K for several months and then escaped the range so far. And I was always pretty sure that this 50K area was like the next area up before new lows on high time frame charts. Meaning I didn't expect price to start closing like in like the 25K area on high time frame charts before going to 50. Like, you know, 50 is the area that I was always viewing, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Number one, this high volume node in the volume profile. These usually act as magnets for price. Like, this is an area that price likes to trade at, and this was a resistance area. They usually act as SR at levels. So what are we seeing right now in the higher time frame charts? I still fully believe that it's possible that 50, like higher than this area, is potentially coming in the next few weeks. It could even squeeze up to like, you know, 56K or even 60K. This is like the next high volume node area. For now, we're seeing price dump on lower time frame charts, and I'll go ahead and look at that on lower time frames. But for now, price is still out of this 40K range area. So what are we looking at right now? Like, contextually, it's still out of its range, and I don't necessarily know if I can call this like a bullish trend on the daily yet. Like, to me, price is either in a clear bullish trend, which is what we saw in 2020, early 2021, a consolidation, which is what we saw the last few months, or a bearish downtrend where we saw in 2018 and other types of market structures like that. Now, you can see market structure change on the daily. So for instance, here we go. You can see market structure start to change on the daily, where we saw back in May, where this was a lower high from this. And then we also saw a lower low established as well. So right when we saw this, we could make arguments for the trend changing. So instead of higher highs and higher lows like we saw back in 2021, early 2021, we saw a shift in market structure in May, which is obviously the big dump happened after that. So for now, like, the trend is very bullish on like the 4 hour and 1 hour, in my opinion. Like, we're still seeing higher highs and higher lows. And you can make the argument too that the trend is now bullish on the daily as well, with this high established in August 1st and this low. And ever since then, we've seen higher highs and higher lows. So you can maybe make the argument that now we are in a clear bullish trend on the daily, and I would be okay with that argument. But it's still an area of caution, in my opinion. It's still like it's still not super clear to me, is what I'm trying to say. Like, what I really felt strongly after this escape from the 40K range was I really felt that Bitcoin would make some sort of lower high, either here or maybe even, even at like 55K. So something like this, and then we like hit some sort of higher low established in kind of the fall of 2021, and then we like go on a moon mission in late 2021. This is like something that I've been hypothesizing for the last few months, actually, is price doing something similar to this. Now, I've seen some arguments for price just continuing higher and breaking up all-time highs from this straight go, from this consolidation. That would be pretty surprising to me. I am dubious on that overall idea personally, but I'm definitely going to play level to level and change bias if we start to see price strongly moving through these levels. Let's look at the lower time frame charts. I'll clean it up a little bit. From a lower time frame standpoint, this is BTC USD on the 4-hour. I mean, as I said, still a clearly bullish trend in my opinion. Still higher highs, higher lows. EMAs definitely look a lot healthier as well. Like what we saw back in this ranging environment, we saw this 200 EMA on the 4-hour. There's a large gap between price and the 200 EMA, as you can see. And usually when that happens, the first tap is usually strong resistance, which is what we saw in June. And once we saw this big move up, we saw this area, this 200 EMA, this red line get flipped as support, and it never really retested that area. And this is like healthy in terms of EMAs. This is what you like to see for EMAs as well. You like to see bullish trends. And right now, as I said, it still looks like a bullish trend on the 4-hour, still higher highs, higher lows. I'm not so convinced that like we're going to dump to like 40K quite yet. Like, you know, I've seen a lot of things on Twitter, but to me, every single dip has gotten bought up pretty quickly the last several weeks. It's possible that we see some sort of higher low established, or you know, it's possible that we go to like 43. Like you know, I wouldn't, that wouldn't be super surprising. It would still hold the support level, still be somewhat similar to some of this other price action that we've seen very recently in early August. But for now, I mean, there's still some other support levels that should hold. Like for instance, 46K should be like an area of support. These are some areas that I'm looking for right now. Like 46K would make sense. And then even right now, we're seeing some slight support as well at 48K. So what I'm trying to say is, yes, price could certainly go to 43K. It wouldn't necessarily be a breakdown in the trend, in my opinion. But there are still lots of support levels on lower time frame charts before that time. So yeah, that's really what I'm trying to get at. Like the trend is still, to me, bullish on the 4-hour. So how is this affecting altcoins? Altcoins are obviously pulling back now, which is totally fine. They've like done very well the last several weeks. Where will altcoins go like in the next few weeks? I do think that altcoins still have a little bit more juice left in the tank, so they'll run for a little longer in the next few weeks. But after that, I think that there's a high % chance of some sort of big cool down for a little while until late Q4, maybe in December. So those are kind of my overall thoughts on BTC USD and the overall kind of macro market. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for the support.